Assalamu alaikum, hello and namaste. Welcome to another inspiring episode number 106 of the Limelight. I'm your host Fareen here and I'm a voice coach and also a podcast coach. So, today on the hot seat we have a very sweet personality. She is an ex-senior project manager and currently she's a YouTuber and storyteller with her own channel called Mummy Kahani Sunao. So, listeners, please welcome our guest, Lakshmi Seth. Hello, Lakshmi. How are you doing today?
Hi, Fareen. How are you? I'm doing absolutely fine.
I'm doing great, thank you. And it's such a nice thing to have you on my podcast.
I can't thank you enough for inviting me and over your podcast, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Same here. So, Lakshmi, before we talk about the venture, the thing which you do with Mummy Kahani Sunao, I want you to tell our listeners about yourself.
Thanks, Fareen. Well, I am from India and I belong to Uttar Pradesh, but I've been born and brought up in Bhubaneswar. Currently, I'm living in London. I'm a computer engineer by profession and creative and entrepreneur at heart. I have an experience of 17 years in IT industry, both in India and UK. I'm married for almost 13 years now and mom of a lovely daughter.
That's so sweet. And I pray that you and your family are in safety and all health and be blessed always.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, dear. So, Lakshmi, you said you're from IT and from IT background to making videos, which is like a storytelling in Mummy Kahani Sunao.
Mhm.
Can you tell more about it?
Absolutely. So, Mummy Kahani Sunao is a channel that I started on YouTube in May 2020. And the channel contains stories in Hindi, and now very recently I've started in English as well. The stories are mostly with respect to inspirational stories with a lot of wisdom, knowledge, and it also kind of came with an idea in my head that how to inspire our next generation kids. There are a lot of print media, there's a lot of other kind of video media, entertainment media, Netflix, all those platforms are there where the stories of inspirational kind are kind of getting lost somewhere, the ones which we grew up listening to. So this came to my head that why not the heritage that I have in my memories and through my mummy. Talk to you about that more, but why not get it on a platform and narrate it in the same way as it has been narrated to us by our mothers, fathers, grandparents, and specifically in my case, my mother. So that's how Mummy Kahani Sunao name came into picture. Because I, as a child, have listened to a lot of stories almost every day from my mother, who was an avid reader. So that's how the idea came into my head.
That's amazing. And congratulations, you have hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, thank you so much, Fareen. Yeah, it was a very good milestone, a very happy milestone the day it touched 1,000. Yes, absolutely. I remember that day.
Right. And I had seen that you used to do those 9 days of the Sarah and the concept, the pictures were so amazing.
Oh, thank you. Farid, yeah, that was an experience in it. As I told you, it started with inspirational stories. I always had it in my heart that, somehow our Indian culture is kind of getting lost like I said before, also, it's kind of getting lost, and even we have learned a lot of stories from our parents, but since there is no platform, we don't have, the whole matter for our children to listen. So, how Navratri 9 days happened was, I thought about how, if I know everything about Navratri, so I knew it a lot about it, but I had to figure out, every smaller detail. So I did my research from my memories, and then I went to Google, as every one of us goes to. And then I started doing research and thought, why not, get everyone one story every day for Navratri. It was a lot of hard work. But I loved the experience. People appreciated it. I got a lot of good reviews during that time. It was wonderful. For sure.
Yes, yes, indeed. Because doing one story in a day and from editing till publishing it, there's a lot of hard work.
Lot. I really, now when I look back, I was like, how was I doing it? No, those things in those 9 days. So yes, absolutely. It was fun, but yeah, a lot of hard work.
That's really cool. So now everything you start has a challenge. So what challenges did you face when you started this channel?
Yeah, so I do not look it as a challenge, because it has been a fun ride, to be very honest. So I would rather rephrase it as my learnings. And the biggest challenge, if at all I have to mention, the challenge is, starting it. All of us, at some point in our life, have, not started something and then regretted that, why we didn't do that. And in specifically in my case, the the entrepreneurial side of me was always there. I remember in 2009, I had my first idea, but I never worked on it. I thought, but I didn't work on it. I didn't take any action on it. So the biggest challenge in this idea, when it came to my head, was again starting it. And fortunately, I started it in half a day. The idea came and I said, I have to start it today itself. And that's how I just went up, closed myself in a room, and started doing a recording without, to see my voice quality, whether it will sound good, whether it's sounding good to me after recording or not. That was my first step. And after that, it were all learnings like, how to, what animation software to use, how to, do the illustrations, how to do the video editing, audio editing, all these things. I've been in IT, but this part of IT I had never seen. I have done coding, I've been project manager, I've done managed team, but this part of IT was never a part of my job profile. So there were a lot of learnings, and absolutely enjoyable learnings through the ride till date.
That's so wonderful, and I can totally relate to that. But yes, as you said, we have plans, but we don't execute. So
Absolutely.
we have to link up, and then we have to do it when we feel that the plan is there. Let's execute that day itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now, after this serious answers and question session, I have a fun segment for you,
Okay.
and it is called the rapid fire round. I
Wow.
will be asking you three random questions which you can answer in one word or a sentence. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So, my first question is, who is your favorite actor?
My favorite actor is Tom Hanks.
Okay. Yeah. He's really nice.
Yeah. I really love all his movies. A lot of, he gives a lot of message, and of course, his acting is spot on.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. True. True. Second question is, which is that one best compliment you have ever got?
Um, very recently, through Mummy Kahani Sunao, I have received many compliments. But the best compliment that I got was, when parents come and tell me that, their kids are really enjoying it. And in fact, they send me videos of their kids watching my stories. And
Wow.
that's so uplifting. So that's what I wanted to do, as I mentioned. So it's the best feeling.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, my last question is, which is that one food you dislike the most?
I can't think of it. I generally am a foodie. Uh, I eat everything, even for that matter, bitter gourd. I love that as well. So I'm thinking,
Oh,
yeah, really. So that's why I'm thinking, what is it that I don't like at all? Um, Probably, yeah, seafood. I try it, but I don't still enjoy it. So I would say seafood.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that was the end of the rapid fire round, and your answers were lovely.
Thank you so much, Fareen. Interesting questions.
Thank you. Okay, now we have the last segment of our show where we ask your advice for our listeners.
Advice, I'm too young, I would say. I would like to believe that. But nonetheless, see, for Mummy Kahani Sunao, like I said, I waited a lot, for many, many ideas. And like I said, there was an idea in 2009, but there were so many ideas after that I never worked upon. Okay. So my first thing is, if you have an idea, believe in it and start right now. Like I did. I started in half a day. So don't wait. Don't look for perfection. That's very, very important. And this is from my personal experience. I try to achieve perfection in everything I do, but I gave that up, deliberately gave that up. So not to look for perfection from day one, you have to improve on your work daily. It's a continuous improvement process that you have to adopt. So you have to start, don't look for perfection, and just improve daily. And gradually you will see that one day you are at a point which is in line to your liking, your perfection style, but do not achieve that on day one. Otherwise, I have seen so many cases that in order to achieve perfection, they do not start at all and they just keep waiting, waiting, and waiting. I think many people will relate to this point. Another point that's very important, I would like to share is, internalize and think what you really are, what you really want to do every day if you have all the money in the world. So this idea, when I started, my husband had asked me one day that, Lakshmi, what do you want to do every day if you had $1 million in your account? And that got me thinking. I said, I want to create something beautiful and meaningful. Creating something, being creative is what I would like to do every day, not mundane things. So you have to internalize and figure out what that one passion of yours is. And that passion, take it up, look for ways on to work on that passion. It will never, never feel like working. It will always be fun. And, you know, the last and the most important thing is, don't think to achieve the big things on the very first day. You have to break it down. So when I started, I didn't know what animation software I should be using. Where would I be doing the video editing? Where I would be doing the audio editing? I had no clue about these things. So I started taking one step at a time. I first checked how my voice quality is, whether I'll sound good or whether I'll sound hoarse and not pleasant. Take one step, list it down, break it into smaller chunks, and then start ticking it off one step at a time. So these are the ways, I kind of started, or I kind of worked through my the whole Mummy Kahani Sunao project. But the most important thing is start. If you have an idea, don't think too much, and start. That's the foremost advice I would give to anyone who's listening.
Wow, those were amazing and spot on advice. As you said, just, start whatever you dream and then don't wait for the right time. The right time will never come. It's right now.
Absolutely. The only thing that, like, since you mentioned dream, I would like to quote one of my favorite sayings.
Hmm.
Dream is not something that which you see while you're sleeping. It is something that does not let you sleep. So,
Wow.
this was said by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and it's one of my favorite sayings that keeps me going. So, absolutely, Farin. What you said was right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Lakshmi, I have to thank you for taking time and doing this amazing podcast with me. And I would like to wish you all the best for your Mummy Kahani Sunao YouTube channel and further more ventures.
Thank you so much, Farin, for having me. I really admire the work that you have been doing for some time. I've been following you. God bless you. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, listeners, if you have liked this episode, please click on the like button of the Limelight page, and I will also give you details regarding Lakshmi's channel, Mummy Kahani Sunao. You can go there, subscribe, and have a look, and also make your children see that because it's for kids and for adults. And also do follow, subscribe the Limelight channel on YouTube. It will be on Facebook and Instagram, Spotify. Thank you for listening and happy day. Bye bye. Allah Hafiz.